Hi there, this is Kathleen with Made by KYM, and today we are going to go over my Color Drop Knit Shawl free pattern. Alright, so it uses any weight yarn, needles larger than recommended, variegated or pooling colorways. It is beginner friendly with a 4-row repeat and is a great stash buster. The written pattern can be found on my blog, and let's get started. To start our shawl, we will cast on 3. Use any method you like. Since it's just 3, it'll go pretty quick. For row 1, we are going to do a knit front and back in the first stitch, which is an increase. I'm not very good at knit front and back, as you can tell. And that turns 1 stitch into 2 stitches. And then knit for the rest of the row. For row 2, we are going to do all knit stitches. For row 3, we're going to do another increase in the first row, and I'm putting a row counter on my needle to keep track of our 4-row repeat. So increase, knit front and back. There's our increase, and then knit for the rest of the row. And now row 4 is going to be our decrease. And for every row 4, we're going to do a decrease. That's why it is a row 4 repeat. So we are going to knit 2 together. So you can see 2 stitches went down to 1, and then knit for the rest of the row. So let's do that all again. See our little start. So now we are on row 1, and you'll notice that row 1 and 3, the odd numbered rows, are your increase rows. So you'll always do a knit front and back for row 1 and 3. Knit the rest of the row. Row 2 is the easiest one, all knit stitches. And for row 3, it is another increase. And for row 3, I like to put a stitch marker to mark the increase side of my shawl. So if I ever do lose count in the repeats, at least I know which side is the odd number side. So we do another increase. Knit the rest of the stitches. And row 4 is our knit 2 together or decrease. And that is the 4-row repeat. So as you notice, we haven't started drop stitches yet. My accent color is this green one, but I wanted to get a solid start to the shawl before I do some drop stitches. So I will meet you back here and show you the drop stitch. Okay, row 2, I have green on my right hand. So I am going to just do knit stitches all the way across for the beige color, but since I have green, we're gonna do some drop stitches. So knit your first stitch, yarn over on your right needle, and then knit. And repeat that yarn over pattern. So yarn over, knit. Still have green, so we're gonna yarn over and knit. Get some more yarn. So yarn over, knit, scooch everything, yarn over and knit. I think that'll be our last drop stitch. We can do one more. Okay, I like one more. And then the rest of the row will be knit stitches. So I've come to some drop stitches from the previous row. So we are going to drop this yarn over off our left needle, knit the next stitch, and then you can see this is a yarn over. Drop that off your needle and knit the next one, and repeat as long as you see yarn overs. They look like really big slash marks to me, that's how I can tell. And then the knit stitches have this bottom bar, so you know to knit there. And since you're working with larger needles, be mindful of the loose drape so it doesn't fall off your needles. That's always my fear when working with knit projects. All right, and then back to regular knit stitches. All right, so we are 3 away. This is my first yarn over on my left stitch. So knit, knit, and then we are going to drop this left one. But you can also notice the color is back on my right needle, so I'm going to do drop stitches for both. So I'll yarn over, knit, then here's our slash, so we're going to drop that. And we're also going to yarn over here, knit. And once you get the hang of this pattern, you'll see the yarn overs pretty easily. So slash, yarn over, get slipped off. We're going to yarn over on our right needle because the green's on our right as well. Knit, drop, yarn over, knit, drop, yarn over, knit, and repeat. Drop, do one more yarn over, drop, knit, and drop, and knit. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. without pulling everything off. Let me just unwind some more yarn for later. Okay, so it's a little hard to see the drop stitches immediately, but you can see further down here we have some nice long drop stitches in the green. And you can stack drop stitches on top of each other, which we just did, but like I said, it's hard to see. And it creates this beautiful, delicate mesh detailing. When you come to the edges, I usually just stick with knit stitches to make the edges a little more sound. So even though I have green on my right hand, I'm just going to do normal knit stitches to finish off the row. So here's where you can go backwards in your work. I didn't notice the green come up on my right needle, so to go backward you want to hook this bottom loop and then slide off the working yarn from your right hook. So again, I want to go back one more stitch, so I hook the hoop in the back and carefully slide off the working yarn from my right needle. And that's how to go back a couple of stitches. And now I'm going to do some drop stitches since my accent color is back. So now that we've worked a bit of our shawl, I'll show you the dark green drop stitches. You can see them more pronounced as your shawl grows, and the rest are nice subtle garter stitches. So this color drop knit shawl really does a nice subtle pop of color when you drop your accent color stitches. So this middle one is fingering weight, and again I did kind of a drop stitch with the teal blue, the lighter colors in this variegated colorway. And then this one on the right is worsted weight. I think it was Premier Painterly. So they had little, I guess, paint splotches of color, and I dropped those, and the rest are garter stitches. But this was super fun to see the drop stitches really pop with the Painterly colorway. To finish off the shawl, you'll use an elastic bind off. We're gonna use this swatch to pretend that we are ending the shawl. So you are going to knit 2, and now you're going to take your left needle and go through both of the stitches on your right needle and knit. Oof, sorry, my fingers aren't cooperating today. Knit through those 2. Now we are going to knit 1. And again, we have 2 on our right needle, so we're going to knit both of these. And continue the pattern. Knit 1, go through both on your right, knit those 2 together. Okay, last one, go through both. Alright. And this will give you a nice loose bind off, which will be a perfect stretch for your shawl. Thank you for watching my very first knit shawl pattern. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more crafty tutorials.